Welcome to the Sleevie G Show. I'm your host for your most. My name is Gomez, and tonight we do have another wonderful special guest here. I'd like to introduce JimiE from the Moral Groove Music Band. What is going on, JimiE? How are you?
A whole lot of everything's going on right about now.
It's
Busy year, man. Lots culminating to this August 16th show. So lots going on.
Yeah. First of all, yes, you have a big show coming up this weekend. Now that's up what? Big Bear, California, correct?
Yes, man. That's where it started and where it's ending, as they say.
So yeah, that's the big news. Now first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Raquel Figlo. If you want to check out PR people, check her out raquelfiglo.com too. She posted something the other day and I just saw that. So it's like the culmination of like where it began and where it might end.
Indeed, indeed. So, I'm in my 40s and I got, a successful business. Me and my wife run a great, estate sale business. And the live thing for me, it's just too much. I either go big or I don't go at all.
Mm.
And I don't do the cover thing. I just been doing originals. So after many years of just doing this kind of show and LA shows and, just regional shows, it was just a matter of time that I said, I write, we got 5 albums out. I was just like, if I'm not going to do this consistently, I'm just going to do one last hoorah, one big bang, and just call it a day. I'm still going to write, and I'm still going to record with Moral Group, but live shows just done. That phase of my life is over.
And that's hard because I know a lot of people who love to still play as much as they can for as long as they can. I mean, you came to a crossroads pretty much and just said, "Hey, I think it is time for me to the live has to stop because I'm a family man, successful business. You have all this going for you, JimiE. That's a hard decision to make."
Yeah, it was my cross to bear. Ultimately, it's more or less Moral Group. We've been together for 20, almost 25 years, more than 25 years.
Wow.
Different incarnations, of course, but like the root band was always the same.
Mhm.
Uh, we take a year break and hit it hard, and take another year, hit it hard. But we were consistent in our writing, consistent in releases. But you're right, man. I mean, you're a family man. You know how it goes. It's time. It's being sucked away from me from this angle, from that angle. So it's about priorities, right?
And that's true. I mean, I respect what you're saying on that because with my show now, I've been at this for about a year and a half as a solo act because with my old show with my buddy, we used to be together. It was easier, but it gets harder and harder. But that's why some of my shows get recorded so late because it's my kids. I tuck them in the bed right before we signed on here, man. I put my kids right to bed. You know what I mean? Um,
Good balance. Sounds like you got a good balance. That's
yeah,
cool.
and that's the thing. Luckily, my wife pushed me. I came to a crossroads when me and my buddy we went on a little bit of a hiatus because he's got older kids, I have younger kids. So we came into a crossroads. And I'm like, hey, I want to start doing something a little different. And he's a huge music buff too. He loves music. He's like an encyclopedia of music.
I
Uh,
am the type.
he could you ask him a question, he'll probably know the answer. That's how good he is with music. And he's a good singer too. He had a rock band, he had a punk band, he went acoustically, he does it all.
Love it.
And that's where I respect you guys too, because I got to listen to some of the music, I got to hear some of the stuff. And I once was kind of curious, what was some of your influence growing up? Like, who were your biggest influences before you started writing music and everything, before you decided to say, I want to be a musician?
Well, certainly it was Michael Jackson. That was, pivotal for me.
Mhm.
Michael Jackson was just a man. And just seeing him on MTV doing the moonwalk, that was just bigger than life. And then I graduated into Prince. Prince was more theatrics. Prince was just a musician, and I've loved him ever since. I mean, diehard fan. But I loved hard rock. I found the in love with hard rock around 90.
Okay.
Love Skid Row. I love Sebastian Bach. Love Skid Row. They had a nice array of thrash. They had a beautiful we call them what they call the ballads.
Oh, yeah, the rock ballads, the rock ballads. Yes, yes.
The whole spectrum of great sound, great songs, and the front man was just the quintessential rock god, should I say? And I really gravitated towards him. He's just amazing. So those are my influences right there. Then it turned into, obviously, when you get older, you start appreciating the legends, Stevie Wonder. I love Metallica. I mean, I love Living Color was a big influence of Moral Groove. Just have some groove in there,
Yep.
but just hard rock. Just so many great artists. It's hard to really pin it down, but I think those, for the most part, would just kind of be the mix of what I took in and processed and I guess put out musically.
And again, you know what I mean? You could hear it too in the music. Like I checked your wife's set out and I was able to like hear some of the music, and I gotta say, man, there's some great beats in there, man. I was just like, wow. Like it's just like you said, the grooves of the music is what makes it. And it's kind of funny, you know what I mean? I got to listen to some of the stuff, and you guys like had this icon, like almost like an iconic sound. It's something different, you know what I mean? Like you got the rock, but you have also like this. I don't know even how to say it simply because it's just that hypnotizing for me to listen to it. You know what I mean? Um, it's just something. It was really, really good and really amazing. Actually, that's how I can say it, Jimmy.
Thanks. Yeah, it's kind of all over the board, huh? It's kind of funk and it's hard but I hate that idea of being put in a box. I hate it. I just want to do whatever inspires me at that given moment. But I
Hmm.
think you're right, man, it's all over the board, and it's a kind of because I love the iconic musicians, the Michael Jacksons, the bigger than big, big voices, big bands, big sound.
Hmm.
You know,
And that you could tell because like I even like I was able to almost felt like there's some one or two songs that almost had like a like a Jamaican sound almost, like a groove to it, you know what I mean? A little bit, nothing major, but you're grooving to the music. You're like, yes, I could hear it. I love it. You know what I mean?
yeah, we've heard JimiE, but the more you listen to it, there's harder stuff. I just can't settle on one particular genre. I think maybe that was our big issue, is just can't settle.
And
We
there's
want,
nothing wrong with that because, when you're talking about JamiRoquai, Metallica, Bad Religion, Prince, Michael Jackson, it's a spectrum. It's like me and my show. I can't pick a genre. I love music. I love movies. I love sports. I love food. I love talking to people. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm all over the place. That's what makes me so interesting, I guess, too. You know what I mean?
right, man. Why do we just have to be pegged into one particular genre? Why?
It's for me, it's more improv for me. You know what I mean? Like I just shoot from the hip. You know what I mean? Like I prepare for music, I prepare for my, as you, I prepare a little bit, think of what I'm gonna say, and then just let the groove go, like how you guys do it with your music, you know what I mean? Like you hear the difference.
You're going the Joe Rogan approach, just straight, flow with it. It's not rehearsed. It's not.
It's nothing, just go with it. That's why like people ask me, why don't I edit? It's not me. I want people to see the authenticity of me. If I mess up, I mess up. At least, someone will catch it and laugh at him like, damn, he messed up big time and doesn't realize it.
Hmm.
It doesn't affect me because you know what? At the end of the day, I know someone caught it and someone listened to it because that means they were interested hearing it.
Right, right.
Am I a Joe Rogan fan? I want to beat him. That's where I want to go. That's my stature right there. I want to be above him.
Well, you
Uh,
got the format going,
yeah,
free. So,
I do, and that's the thing. You know what I mean? It's always interesting meeting everyone out. Like I see me personally, I love the West Coast. I'm a born and raised East Coast guy,
you
but
from?
I'm from New Jersey.
New Jersey. I don't know why I get along with New Jersey. My drummer's from New Jersey.
Okay, so that's why you're probably getting along very good with me.
No, it's from New Jersey. I don't
Yeah,
know what I just gravitate towards those people.
I gravitate to the West Coast so much. I actually have family in San Diego, and I came close about 13 years ago to moving out there, then I met my wife. Then that my whole West Coast big move didn't happen. I met her, and then about a year later I was engaged, and about a year later I got married.
Those roots just stuck in the ground real quickly. I get it.
They did, and you know what? I don't regret any minute of it. I'm lucky and I'm happy, and I work my tail off for my family. So does my wife, and we both support each other everything that we do. Like she really supports me with the podcasting, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing this right now. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. Believe me, I can't even tell you what the, you know, remember, I lived kind of like the rock star bachelor life until I met my wife. But as soon as I met her, things focused. I got really successful with the business. It's just so ironic. But
It's
I
kind of
feel you. Feel
I
you.
actually feel you on that one because I before I met my wife, I was living that bachelor single hang out, party every day, party all night, go to work, nothing's bothering me, keep going at it like every day. And it's one of those things like you said, once I met her, my life kind of went back to perspective.
Yeah,
And as a 44-year-old dad of two, it's like, wow, I didn't realize like how much partying I did before I was 27, actually. You think when you hit 30, you're like realizing you're like, oh man, I can't keep doing this all day either.
indeed,
Um,
indeed. So we could start another podcast with just talking to dads and people that have been married and see where the pivot happened.
pivot happened to me at 27, but I was still going. It really was. I hit rock bottom. I think it was 30 when I woke up one day going, "Oh my God, I got the worst hangover, and I didn't even overdo it."
Oh yeah,
That
the I've never
that's what
yeah,
that's when I realized I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
good man.
And that's when I started dating more, like getting to serious relationships. And then lo and behold, I met my wife on Match.com, and then dude, it was over.
Match Duck, shameless plug right there. Match.
Yeah, it actually worked. I was surprised.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie, it was so funny though. But I'm happy where I'm at. Like you said, you are. You know what I mean? Like you lived the style, but now it's like I got my business, it's successful. I still love to write, and I'm still gonna write for the band, which is really cool. You know what I mean? And still
right.
record with them because that's something you still have the passion and love for. But the touring life, it takes a toll on people. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to talk to Drowning Pool, uh one of the guys from Drowning Pool, and they're saying we love the tour life, but now as we're married and got older, it gets harder and harder.
Right, right.
you
Pers-
know it,
all perspective now.
yeah, it's all perspective, like you said, and I respect everybody who's done it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you live the rock life, and you got things done, and you met the one that you truly are happy with, and you got the family going, and that's it can take a toll, and but when you have a good balance, everything works out at the end of the day too, like you said before.
Yep. Balance.
Now, being that we got the biggest party happening this week, any huge surprises at the party this week? Being it's the last biggest show of the year. I remember you said on Instagram where Raquel put it out. It's like go big or go home. So
Right.
you had said you got your friends coming, you got everyone coming to this show. I wish I was coming, man. If I was able to fly out, I'd do it. Um, but my regular job got me holding down the fort a little bit.
I see. Well, yeah, we have, our old fans, my old friends. Remember, I grew up in Big Bear.
Hmm.
So everybody in between, the journey went from Big Bear to Laguna Beach, LA, that's where we reside. That's where most of we did, we were the house band for Dennis Rodman's club for 2 years.
Oh wow, that had to be exciting.
Prosperous, man. I'm not going to even elaborate on some of that stuff, but it was amazing. They treated us really good. We had this great run, man. But like I said, it's all coming back to where it started. And I'm going big. I got some resources now, so I can fund it. And
Right.
on big, got some cool, fun bands there. Obviously, we're headlining, we're catering it, we're doing the whole 90s decor. Um, and we got a lot of Big Bear acts too, so we try to keep it, indicative of
Hmm.
there and what it was like to, do backyard parties back in the day. So it has that kind of feel. We it's a deliberate, back then it was at necessity. We didn't have much, but now
Right.
deliberate and it's more it's going to be a little bit more glitzy 90s, but it's going to be a fun show, man. I haven't rehearsed this much since I started music, so I'm going to go out, like I said, just going to go out big, very big. There's
And
going to be surprises too. We're not going to elaborate too much, but there'll be some interesting surprises.
that's gonna be, you know what, I hope there's somebody who videotapes it and I get to see it, a little bit of it.
Oh yeah,
Uh
no, live. We'll go live through the mixing board. We have a videographer,
nice.
put out all the stops.
So, oh man, I'm actually so pumped and excited for you. You know what I mean? And the band too. Like, this sounds like it's like the party of the year almost already. Like you
I
said,
I think so. For that particular type of party, I think it's, will be easily the best party Big Bear has seen in terms of like rock and like, bringing it back to where how we used to do it. It's a nostalgia party, really.
oh, there's nothing wrong with nostalgia, man. I love the '90s. I actually miss the '90s a little bit sometimes.
We're bringing it back. So what's funny is, I wanted to mention to you that Moral Groove is it's just this weird monster because every guitar player, well, we have one bass player, everybody that has been an incarnation of the band has
Hmm.
went on to do good things. I mean, we're talking big artists. My bass player, he went on to tour with George Lynch,
Oh
J Lo,
wow.
Christina Milian. I mean, he's the man. Or my guitar player, Jeff Subaru. He's amazing. He's the lead guitarist for Enrique Iglesias.
Ooh,
Um,
wow.
White Lion right now. My drummer's touring with White Lion. Um, and then my other guitar player, Hubie Wang, is playing with Nikki West. So I figure now that I'm going to graduate from Oral Group, maybe some big artists or big things lie ahead because it's my time to graduate from Oral Group.
Right, right. And that sounds like it could be in the cards for you because, like you said, you know, one of the guys are playing for J Lo, the other one, the guitarist is playing for Enrique Iglesias, which is phenomenal too. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
it
this little backyard gig in Big Bear party.
wow. And that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like for me, it's like when I left Playlist Wars, is like I graduated a little bit on my own, and one of my best friend gave me the best advice when it came to this. It's not a race, it's a marathon. You got to keep working, you got to keep hustling, you got to keep writing emails. And I didn't know how much work he put into it until I started doing this on my own.
Yeah.
And that's something I give everyone like yourself, as a writer, as a singer, as a performer, I give so much credit to too, because it's not easy when you're putting on shows like this, especially when it's all about you guys, especially the final big show, because you gotta, like you said, you're planning it, you're catering it, you're getting the bands together, you know, and you're the big act too.
Right. Right. Well, I've hired some help, but ultimately, yeah, it all lays on me. And um, it's labor of love, man. If I'm going to do something, I do it right. So it's going to be done right, and I'll feel good about exiting this portion of the music career, which was just Moral Groove.
Right.
Now I can do whatever I can do, solo stuff. I can, just write. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know is, there's a conscious decision to just, do something big one last time, try to invite everybody or most of the people that followed us, and that's it's pretty decent following at one point. So we'll give them one last hurrah, one last big show. It's gonna be
It's a '90s party too. You can't go wrong.
right.
I remember in the '90s going to house parties, kegs of beer all over the place, trash the house. Everything happens, and as soon as cops came, you always run. Unfortunately, you're not gonna have the cops coming because you guys are old enough now. But it's just those are the memories you have in the '90s. growing up a little bit, at least for me. Like I remember graduating in 99. So I got to go to a lot of those house parties when I was younger.
Oh yeah, 90s house parties are universal. You have the same experience. Kegs, cops, make out, there's all the trimmings, of a 90s party.
And then everyone will bust out varsity jackets. That's the way I would look at it too. You can't go wrong with bringing a varsity jacket.
Right. Those are those
It,
are busts.
yeah, those are like nostalgic now as like it's such different times in 2024 when you look at 1990s, you know what I mean? Um
Hear the or see the video, the 1990s?
yes, I saw that. I loved it because you were wearing your the varsity jacket. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. I love it.
That was the nostalgic song. That was the Bring It Home song.
That is the and it's a great song, by the way. I loved it. Love the video too on YouTube. I
Oh,
was able to watch it too. So I mean, it just screams it, and that's the cool thing, you know what I mean? Like you said, it's nostalgic, and I'm so pumped for you guys. You know what I mean? Like this is a huge party.
be fun. That's
It
all.
and
Old friends
sorry, Jimmy, go ahead.
saying, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Good memories, old friends and new friends, family. You know, just like I said, I can't emphasize it enough. It's one last big hurrah. Good send off.
Did you had when you were with Moral Groove, was there any like I know you were at Denny Rollins Club for 2 years as the headline band there as a residency. Is there any other place that you loved playing when you were in California or anywhere in the States?
Man, we had an amazing following in Laguna Beach, especially. But we played everywhere, man. I mean, if you name the club, we played it. We played the Billboard Live, we played the Whiskey, we played the Roxy. We played uh, I mean, the what is it? The Coach House. We played Belly Up. I mean, just everywhere you're supposed to play. Uh, Parties. We played high schools. I mean,
Nice.
and it was it wasn't a full-fledged career. We had to support ourselves, but like
Right.
this, it was just making a living, getting by, and then music, nothing else. No girlfriends or none of the serious stuff, no kids. It was just strictly down to business, make music, get into that lifestyle. And well, that's what it was. That's what you were supposed to do.
And sounds like you lived a full life, man.
my life, my life's not quite over yet, but
No, but I mean like as the rock star life. I mean the
I got more.
touring.
What do they say? What's this? I got more yesterdays than tomorrows, I think, or if I'm lucky. I got
Right.
more tomorrows, but yeah, I mean, I could look at it as a retirement. I'm just done with that aspect.
Well, I
Of,
wouldn't call it retirement. I would call it a postponement because
yeah,
I wouldn't even say retirement because if you were retiring, then it's like I'm hanging it up. No more writing, no more singing, no more nothing. You know?
that's in my DNA. That's in my fabric. I can't do
Yeah.
that. But the
But you
whole
never know. I mean, you might get a call from somebody and like back up, sing for them or write for them or something. You never know.
there'll be other things that come along that I'm certain that I would be thrilled to do. It's just that Moral Groove, the band Moral JimiE and the Moral Groove is, we're laying it up in terms of ever doing a live show. It's so funny, that those commercials, because
Mhm.
it's been a long while since we played a show, maybe 6 years. This was a big stretch, but I got to make that infamous phone call. We're getting the band back together.
And that's probably like, no, really? Like everyone was probably hyped up to do it.
It sounded like a joke, but it was a real thing.
That's
Um,
so cool. But I mean, just to make that, like you said, that 90s call, like, hey, we're getting the band together. Everyone's like, seriously? This is
yeah,
no joke, right? Like, that's probably what everyone was saying.
it's hilarious.
That's
Uh,
awesome, man.
But
But, I know you guys are gearing it up, man. I can't wait to hear what's going on. And it sounds like you see, you got the biggest party going on. And it sounds like you're set, you're ready, and bigger and better things, like you said, Jimmy, are coming for you too, I think. You know what I mean? As do your big hurrah. You never know what's going to be there, who's going to be there. You know what I mean? Like besides family, friends, fans of the band. You know what I mean? Of you guys, you just never know because somebody might say, "Hey, I love your music. Would you mind doing this for us? You never know.
You know what? You're right. I mean, I can't say with, full certainty that I cut it off, but I have an inclination that, Moral Groove live shows are, it's just no more. It's not in the cards in terms of my life right now.
Hmm.
It'd be different if someone is handing me a bunch of money and saying, okay, I'd like you to go on tour.
Yeah.
That's, those days have come and gone. So I'm gonna stick to the whole notion of Moral Groove is, doing one last big hurrah and big
And
rip.
it's going right down to the sunset. So I mean, I hope the sun's shining you that night, man. You know, it just sounds like it's gonna be phenomenal. I keep saying that word because it just listening to you how hype up you are and how it sounds like with everything coming together, it's just gonna be one of those big kick-ass 90s party that I remembered and the way we grew up, you know what I mean? So it sounds like you got it set up perfectly.
Right. That's exactly what it is. It's if you grew up in the 90s, this is what it's kind of like a little time machine. You get to go back, party like it's the 1990s.
1990s. Yep, yep. Party like it's 1999, as Prince would say.
That sounded a little cliche, but
Yeah, well,
it was there. You left it open for me.
hey, listen, in 1999, I did party like it was like 1999 after that too. So,
Yeah.
oh, oh man, but oh man, JimiE, like I said, I didn't want to take too much of your time because I know you got a lot going on, and you got the family and everything too. Before we do sign off tonight, let everybody know what's going on. When's the party? What's going, and where they could find you and everything.
So I do have the last single. It's called No Future for Future. It releases on the 15th of August, the day before the show. The show happens on August 16th. Uh, again, starts at 5, goes to about 11:30. Again, it's in Big Bear. It's at 340 East Fairway, Big Bear, California. You can see all of my music, all of Moral Groove's music at moralgroove.com, MORAL groove.com. Same with YouTube. They're all the videos are there. So there's my shameless plug.
It's a perfect plug because you know what? We're gonna tell you this. We're releasing it the day of the single comes out on the 15th, the show.
Perfect. Perfect.
So we're gonna first of all, congratulations on the new single. I'm gonna give you the props on that too. I wish you the best, JimiE. Two, as your ventures continue after Moral Groove, as a postponement, not a retirement, as we're talking, postponement. And if you got something big, JimiE, and you want to come back and talk about it, you're always welcome to come back on the show, man, and talk about it. I'd love to have you back on. Without a doubt, if something big comes along, and definitely, guys, if you're in California, you're in the West Coast, go and check out the 90s party with JimiE and the Moral Groove Band, man. It sounds like it's going to be fun. I wish I was flying out there to see them. I wish I was flying out for the party too, because I'd be there in a heartbeat. But definitely check them out. All their links will be on my bio. Check it out, guys. And JimiE, thank you again for coming on tonight.
Appreciate it. A lot of fun.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. And
Thanks, man.
I, I'm sorry, JimiE, go ahead. I apologize.
I'm just saying, man, next time I talk to you, you'll be well on your way to Joe Rogan status. So
I appreciate that. That's the goal right now. That's the goal. You know what I mean? Like you said, trying to get up to there. Just like you're gonna get to that next level. I know you are. I already know it.
levels. All right, my friend. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your time. It was fun.
It was definitely fun. I appreciate it. And guys, like I always end my show, it's nothing but love, peace, and happiness. Good night, everybody.